Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Temptation Island, Season 1 on Netflix, episodes 9 and 10.
Listen here, I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Okay, so the guys and the ladies get back to their villas.
Yeah.
Grant and Natalie are talking. He's excited for them and their connection. He is going to go on the final date with her.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler and Kay are going on their final date. Taylor and Yaman talk, and he's looking, apparently they're thinking that Tyler's looking for validation from other people.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that what he's searching for is in himself, and he doesn't have to jump from person to person. They are both in matching pajamas, Taylor and Yaman, and she is going to go on her final date with him. She's not saying she's falling for Yaman, but it inspires her for the future for some of the qualities he has.
Hey, listen here. I understand. She's just using Yaman as a, you know what? I'm on an island. I'm on this vacation. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm really not into you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So far, do you feel any real connection between Grant and Michelle, I think her name is?
Grant and Natalie.
Grant and Natalie. I don't know where Michelle came from.
Mm-hmm. I do see a connection. I think it's more physical than anything.
Yeah.
But I do see a physical connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I feel like for some reason, like this only works on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't feel like a real relationship like Tyler and Kay.
Right.
Like I feel like they could probably work on the outside compared to Grant. It's like I just feel like he's just here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, and just from Tyler's history and what he says that he's done in his past, I can see him jumping from girl to girl, and that's why I'm not too sold that the Kay thing will last, because she might be fun for right now, but the next person might come along and that's the bright new shiny thing.
Okay.
So Bion and Amaya talk. He tells her that he was an a-hole and he has to see if she still wants him. Well, Amaya is down to go to the final date with Bion because they've gotten back cool in their friendship, and she sees that he's working on himself. Shantae is taking Hashim, Ashley is going with Danny, and Alexa's final date would be with Gio.
Okay.
So Lino tells Nikki that he wants to propose to Alexa, and he wants Nikki to come with him on the final date to go ring shopping for Alexa.
Why?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because Lino has to have a final date, but I'm just like, Nikki doesn't know what Alexa likes.
I'm about to say, like, that's weird and strange, Journal Boy, but okay.
So it's the next day. Shantae says that they were planning to get engaged next year, she and Bion. The ice or everything hasn't gone away as far as what she's been going through. She's curious if he's going to own up to what he did.
Stop right there. I find it very strange, very hubris, very stupid whenever I hear the women say, we have plans to be engaged next year. I did not know it was a pro or not even pro, but a co-engagement or like a co-proposal. How do you know when you're going to be engaged?
Right. I mean, you don't necessarily know when.
You don't know.
And if you're in like a traditional relationship, the guy is going to make that decision. But you guys can have conversation if you feel like you're at that point.
Listen to me.
Okay.
You have engaged. Listen to the guy that actually like proposed to a woman.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I'll listen.
Have you proposed to anybody before?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever moved my hand to propose to you?
No, I have not.
No. So the whole power, the whole 100% power, autonomy lays with the guy that is going to propose, right? The most thing you can say is, listen, my plan is I want to be married. I don't want to date over this time, right? But you don't have the quote unquote the foresight to be like, next year we plan on being engaged. No. This already lets me know that Shantae, or furthermore lets me know, she lives in a fantasy land, right? She makes up these things in her head and things like that. What makes you think that you could come on Temptation Island the year before and then next year be ready for engagement?
Well,
knowing all the things that was wrong with Bion, knowing that you just saw what you saw on the tape, and then you're going to say out your mouth, we have plans to be engaged next year. What? You just heard him say out his mouth that, yeah, I don't feel remorseful, and she will take me back. Only thing I got to do is just say sorry 2 times.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then she's good. I'm like, why? And I wonder, is this one of those things to where as long as you're engaged, you don't care who you're engaged to? Because my thing is, Bion is really like scraping the bottom of the bowl. You can be engaged to at least somebody better than Bion, but it just sounds weird to me whenever I hear people say like, yeah, we plan on being engaged next year. How? That's 100% on the guy.
Okay.
And the only power you have in all of this is, I'm walking away from the relationship. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. So Ashley says not only did he cheat with other girls, but it was very disrespectful, and she's telling Shantae she has to think of the bigger picture.
Okay.
Shantae says that she knows her worth. It's just hard when you love someone and they do something so bad. She keeps defending him, and it comes across that she's being manipulated, and she hates he put her in this situation.
So you don't know your worth.
I guess for me, it's so hard with Shantae because if she was maybe like 10 years younger, I would have a lot more grace for her because I feel like you're new in the relationship world. This might be your first love, and he could very well still be her first love. I don't know her dating or relationship history, but when somebody's your first love, you can be blinded to a lot of the things that they do. I know I've been dumb for a man before, and I feel like it's like a rite of passage of getting through and finally actually seeing somebody for how they act versus what they say. And I think that Shantae is just still in the mindset of whatever he says or whatever she wants to make herself believe is true beyond what she actually sees and hears for herself. And it's really going to take, I don't know what it's going to take for her to wake up, because I think that some women go their whole life just being blind in order to have a man around. And that would be sad if that's her situation, because like you said, I think she could do so much better if she actually knew her worth. She says that she does, but she doesn't act like it.
No.
So, and
then on top of that, going back to what you just said about the whole thing, they haven't even been together for that long.
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can see it if it was like 2.5 going on 3. You kind of want something to show for your time.
Yeah.
It's been a year. Girl, if you don't get up and leave, you get what I'm saying?
So all the folks who didn't get asked on final dates have to leave.
Wow.
Lino FaceTimes Alexa's dad and asks for her hand in marriage. He says yes, as long as he loves her and treats her with respect.
Okay.
So everyone goes on their final dates. Nikki and Lino are looking at rings. Alexa is wondering if he's still been resisting temptation up until when she sees him.
Yeah.
Lino is working on his proposal speech, writing down all of their experiences and what he loves about her. Nice. And I'm like, this is sweet. This is really nice.
Yeah.
Shantae went through a lot of emotional turmoil, and she wants him to know that he hurt her. Hashim asks how they move past this, and he thinks that she's holding on to what she knows versus what her heart is telling her.
Okay.
Amaya sleeps in the bed while Brian sleeps in a sleeping bag on the floor. And Yemen finds how soft Taylor is to be attractive. They kiss, they share the bed. And this is just a vacation fling for Taylor.
Okay.
Kay and Tyler are in the hot tub. She thinks him leaving alone would be confusing. She doesn't want to get her hopes up if that's what he decides to do, but they're just enjoying the present moment.
Makes sense.
Ashley is open to seeing where things go with Danny. She can't make any big decisions right now. Right now, she's thinking that she will leave the island alone. Grant and Natalie are enjoying their relationship. She thinks it's pretty lighthearted, and Grant maybe is taking things a little more serious. Natalie says that she can't let herself go there with him until he closes the door with Ashley.
This sounds like this is opening the door for Natalie to be like, thanks, but no thanks.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's fun being it's fun being with a guy like you, but I know at the end of the day, I can't really invest in a guy like you. But, you know, thank you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's the next day. Bonfires are tonight. Everyone is trying to think about what they want to say, what they want to do. And the first bonfire we see is Shantae and Bion. So that kind of leads us into episode 10.
Okay, well, hold on.
So they get there. He hugs her. He cries, apologizes.
Now, stop right there. As a woman, if I'm doing that after you saw what you saw, it's like your heart kind of like, am I healing your heart with my apology?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I will say if I was 19 or even like 21, then I would probably be crying with you and be like, I think maybe we could work this out. But by 28, 29, 30, you know, it sounds like you need to do some individual work, and I need to find myself a husband.
So you telling me I can't cry and like apologize to make you cry and like to forgive me?
You can do whatever you need to do, but it's not gonna make me do nothing.
That's
it's
crazy.
Not gonna move me. Sorry.
Y'all seen the real Blair, y'all. That's crazy.
So Shantae says, you brought me here to prove you could have platonic friendships with women. You did what you did. You said you had no regrets, and it made her feel like she didn't matter.
Wow.
Other women were saying that he was disrespectful. He wants to be the man that she deserves, but his actions don't show it. So Bion, first off, apologizes for hurting her. He says he loves her and he starts crying. He tells her that he was very surface level in the beginning. He grew up tough. He used women as a way to find the love that he was missing. He says that he's a changed man and he's not worthy of her. She deserves the best. If she gives him the opportunity, he can show her that he can be a great boyfriend, husband, and potentially father.
Stop right there. If you grow up, or if you have grown up based off what he said about how he didn't have examples of how men treat women and things like that. He had a rough upbringing, and you know the real sad story. Now, how all of a sudden you can promise me you're gonna be a great boyfriend, husband, and father?
I'm like, so a threesome made you into a better man? Like, this does not make sense.
Now listen here.
I don't believe it.
No. This is what I don't understand when I threw tomatoes at you the other day, because you were like, well, his upbringing, it's good to see examples, and maybe he didn't get the examples. How can he promise these things literally a day or two later?
Right.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, oh, you know how to act. You know what is expected of you, and you're capable of it. You chose not to. The fact that Shantae said, you brought me here to prove that you can have platonic relationships, knowing that he couldn't.
Right.
It's like, oh, you've been playing in her face, and even the speech right here is playing in her face so far to me.
So he tells her the only time he crossed the boundary was during the threesome.
Okay.
And him not regretting it or saying that was just deflecting. He was humbled by seeing Shantae's reaction. And he said Amaya is a good Christian woman. And she said that he has grown. So listen to Amaya, Shantae.
I don't know Amaya.
Shantae is hurt. She didn't deserve what he did to her. And then Mark asked what he learned about himself. Go a little bit deeper.
Yes.
Brian felt neglected as a child. He didn't know what love was. He wants to be better and to address his issues.
Sure.
Shantae thinks that she puts others before herself, including him. And this experience forced her to put herself first.
Okay.
I never seen her put herself first this whole experience. I saw her stressing and worrying about this man the whole time.
I saw her write Breon's name on like another man's chest or arm, whatever it was. So sure.
Yeah. So it's time to declare what you've chosen. Of course, Breon wants to stay together. Shantae takes a moment to cry to production because she doesn't know what to do. She really wants him to grow. She ends up coming back and she says that she's choosing herself now. If he works on himself, she would be open to see if those changes can result in a positive for a relationship for them to come back together. The only thing is, Breon had more words to say, and Shantae folded.
Yes.
Breon said off of this island, he doesn't cross boundaries, and he hopes that she sees the growth in him. Shantae is proud of this side of him. She's seen so many faces of him in this experience that she didn't recognize, and she deserves someone who's going to love her. And he tells her, I do love you, girl.
Yeah.
I do love you. And she has to trust him. Now Shantae wants to leave the island with him.
Your thoughts?
Shantae, I think, is just someone who's just going to have to learn from experience. I think that time in life is going to have to teach her to not put up with somebody like this. And it sucks that she has to go through, a lesson of hard knocks. But I think that's what she's going to have to go through. And hopefully one day she wakes up. So
the fact that he said the only boundary I crossed was a threesome. I'm like, that's two boundaries. That's two women.
Yeah.
Right. First of all, Shantae, whatever you allow, you accept. So it's kind of hard for us to, well, not us, but me personally, to feel bad for you, because I'm like, oh, don't talk to me about how you value yourself and you don't have low self-esteem and you are someone that basically hold yourself to a high standard. No, you don't. Cause your actions, I'm looking at your actions now, right? The minute that you said that you was choosing yourself, he said, listen here, I'm going to empty out this clip and I'm going to sorry 4 more times. And then she said, okay, I'm going to leave with you. And then he damn near fist pumped. Like, yes. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because all you needed to do in this moment for him was just to forgive him for this, right? At the end of the day, this is what I feel, right? Breon know what he did. He know what he was doing. He knew his plan of what he wanted to do when he came on Temptation Island. This is not the first season. This is not the second season. You get what I'm saying? So he got his little hall pass to do what he wanted to do because he knew that you would forgive him. And now at the end of the day, look at y'all now.
You know. So we move on to Tyler and Taylor. Taylor came here for Tyler to prove that she was his first and only choice.
Okay.
He crossed their boundaries. He played her and himself. His nonchalant attitude was disrespectful. She wants someone who is dependable, trustworthy, and consistent.
Fair.
He won't get the opportunity to know this new version of her.
Right.
Tyler agrees that he came here to prove that he could be the man that she deserves. He saw how she views him and portrayed him to the other guys, calling him a B. He felt clowned. He found someone who sees his value. He didn't have sex with anybody else, and he apologizes for what he put her through.
Yeah.
Taylor said, you did the exact opposite of what you said you were going to do. You touched her, and you told her, baby, you're in your trouble, which is something that you said to me. And when he said that, basically it was down for as far as how she felt about him at that point.
It's my pickup line. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, baby, you're trouble. Like, now I gotta find a new pickup line because I'm talking to somebody else. No, I'm gonna save that pickup line because it worked for you.
Right. So he has feelings for Kay, and he did cross those boundaries. He did have Taylor in the back of his mind way back.
Yeah.
Way back. And he'll never be the person that she wants him to be. And he was like, you told a guy that I have B tendencies. Like, what are you trying to do there? And Taylor said, everything she said here is what she has said to his face. That is a problem, Taylor.
That doesn't make it right.
That is a problem, Taylor. Tyler said, well, I thought we were, going to have a good time or whatever. And Taylor says that she felt alone. He thought that they were going to be a team. They haven't been a team, and she's been encouraging him to be better. She may have been too abrasive or assertive, but he hasn't had a job in almost a year.
Yeah.
Tyler said that he showed that he was never lacking. He just wanted to take risks with his career. Taylor just wanted an action plan, which he never came up with the plan.
Yeah.
And Tyler wants to venture out and let go of all of that. Life has been a blessing for him, and she's asking for stability and a provider, but he's just not going in that direction. Taylor thinks that he needs to spend time by himself to figure out what he needs in life, and he is falling for Kay. Cuddling with Kay does roll off the tongue. He felt undervalued, and the divorce was a hit to his ego. When she gives him that encouragement, it makes him feel sad because he's pushing her in a direction that he doesn't want to be pushed in. Taylor feels unsafe and unstable in their relationship. She does things for survival, and she wishes that she could get out of that fight or flight mentality.
Yeah.
Through this experience, she has been able to get out of it. She never wants to make him feel worthless. He was her home in a safe place, but she wants that with him like so bad. But anyway, Taylor decides to leave alone, and Tyler is going to leave with Kay. And we see Kay come out, Tyler tell her that he wants to leave with her, and they both leave arm in arm, very happy.
It's so funny hearing Tyler explanations of why he says that I can't be the man that you want me to be. It sounds like the man that she wants him to be is just a man with a job.
Yeah.
A man with a 9-to-5, right? Now, here's my issue with this, right? He's talking about he's doing the modeling, and I was talking to my wife. I'm like, money has to be an issue here. Because if he didn't have a job, but he showed himself to be able to take care of himself, I don't see how Taylor would have a problem with that, right? But I think there may have been times to where she had to basically front the bill for him. Because I don't see how she cannot have a problem if she is actually coming out of pocket for him. You get what I'm saying? So I think both parties are wrong. I think Tyler wants to Peter Pan his life. He want to never land his life to where he could just float around and do whatever he want. He never really want to grow up, never have real responsibilities. You get what I'm saying? To where Taylor, I think she can work on her approach, right? She comes off as somebody, now this is just my opinion, she comes off as somebody, if you saying you have B tendencies, that like, hey, maybe your form of communication, the point of communication is that the other person understands you. If you telling a man that he got B tendencies, job or not, a man's not going to be open to you and things like that.
Anything you have to say after that.
Yeah, so it's like, I think they both can work on each other. They both can work on themselves, and I don't think they're good for each other.
I think that with Taylor, I think you don't actually want Tyler. I think Tyler is telling you who he is in the direction that he's going in life, and that is not a direction where he's going to be a protector and a provider. And you want a man who's going to be that way, and he's just not that man.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Tyler at least told her up front, instead of her hounding him to do and be all these different things, that he could just tell her, look, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not looking for stability. And if this man isn't looking for stability and you are, then y'all need to separate.
Yeah.
So moving on to Grant and Ashley.
Oh man, my favorite couple.
He gets up. She don't want a hug from him.
Wow.
Grant feels like she is a woman worth chasing because we know he chased her around the world. He doesn't regret chasing her, but he should have realized that what he was chasing was unattainable. He hates that he's hurt her. The connection he has made was real, not out of spite. He feels disrespected and belittled in their relationship. He forgives her and he forgives himself.
Let me make it clear. I forgive you first. So you don't even gotta ask. You know what I'm saying? I like it.
And Ashley tells him, you argue about, being a good man. Like your objective was to prove that I could trust you. Then you're telling girls that it doesn't work between us and you're smashing a girl in the bathroom. You're a serial cheater. You cheated in all your relationships.
Wait a minute.
She knew he would cheat and she was relieved when she saw it. She couldn't believe she held on to someone like him for so long. It feels like the relationship was over when they separated, and Grant says he feels the same way. Ashley says his actions don't match his words. He hooked up with her, then said that he wanted to marry Ashley. Grant tells her he's been going through an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
She was never going to let go of that resentment, and all he cared about was her feelings.
Fair.
Ashley says, so when you were in the shower, you were thinking about my feelings? And Grant tells her no. He forced the relationship with her for too long, and he should have ended it. You said the universe sent me a piece of ish, and I'm never going to let go of this, and I don't want this guy. Those are all the things you said about me. Ashley tells him the resentment turned her into a dark person. She has been mean to him, and she has belittled him, and she's not proud of that. So Grant is actually leaving alone, y'all.
Okay.
Ashley's leaving with Danny, and she tells Danny that she's leaving with him, and of course he's down. I really believe that Grant chose to leave alone so that way he could choose to play the both of them when he wants to. So he really didn't have to make a choice. So he can go back and forth as he pleases. So
yeah, Ashley chose Danny.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Ashley comes off as the type of person to make a scene. Basically, I'm choosing myself. But as soon as those cameras go off, I'm sure she called Grant, and I'm sure they still was messing around with each other.
And some things did come out on social media that I saw to where Grant ended up being with Natalie, and he cheated on Natalie with Ashley.
With his ex?
Yes.
See, I don't even follow this type of stuff. So
yeah.
So it's like now listen here, y'all let Grant play these games on y'all, and then blame y'all at the end of the day. So I can't feel sorry for you.
Yeah. So we move on to Alexa and Lino.
Okay.
Their connection is deep and special. She has taken the guilt off of her shoulders to love herself more and also to love Lino more. She appreciates his sacrifice for her throughout the years, and it was a choice of his that he can't hold over her head. She doesn't need him, but she wants him, and he is her first choice forever. Lino said that he came in with resentment and realized it was from an insecurity in himself that he projected onto her, and he apologizes and he loves her. She wanted to make sure that he got the clarity that he needed, and he says that he did. He's leaving here with the trust issues and resentment. They're going to stay on the island. So they're both, of course, leaving together. When they walk out, we see that there's like a beautiful aisle with like rose petals.
Yeah.
He proposes and she says yes. So from at least one couple, we got a happy ending.
Hey, listen here, and I didn't hear her say we have plans to be engaged this year or next year and things like that. Here's the thing about it, man. I need my sisters to not project when you're going to be engaged and things like that. This kind of reminds me of Kay off of Real Housewives of Potomac, right? Of Kiana, I think that's how you say her name, right? She said that, you know what, me and Greg go be engaged and we gonna have this house and things like that, just to find out that she don't even live in that house. She got her own house and they not even on the road to engagement anymore. So it's like, hey, state your standard. This is my standard. This is what I want out of a relationship. And if they step out of the box, choose yourself.
But I think that, and I'm just speaking as somebody who got proposed to, which I did have a thought and a couple conversations of, I think it might be coming soon. I don't know when, but I think we're getting closer.
Did I tell you that?
No.
So,
but the thing is, you can have that inkling in yourself. You can. Sometimes it could be true and sometimes it could be not.
All I'm saying is the inkling that you had and things like that was not brought on by me.
That is true.
It was not brought on by me, and in the time that I actually did do it, you had no inkling.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't listen.
Maybe we're just a little crazy.
Yes. So I'm like, don't listen to yourself. Okay, listen to me. Listen to the one that's actually going to propose and things of that nature. Anything else?
That's all I got.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see y'all.
Bye.